jump into the WWE side of news, specifically NXT. This tends to happen around every spring. I think folks, for whatever reason, were hoping that because it's a new era with Triple H, that they wouldn't be cutting folks. But I just felt like at the end of the day, that's still a little unrealistic, just based on the sheer amount of like talent newcomers that you onboard and hire. So let's dive into it. Fightful's Corey Brennan posted on X that NXT cuts are coming. And they, after a number of different reports were circulating, they confirmed the specific people who were released from their contracts. The biggest name is Drew Gulak, who has been with WWE since 2016 and worked as an on-screen talent as well as behind the scenes. Gulak was recently written out of NXT storylines after Ronda Rousey shared a story about his pulling the drawstring on her sweatpants as an example of WWE's toxic culture under Vince McMahon. As of this writing, PWInsider was also reporting Gulak is among the cuts, and here are a list of other 9 names. They had Daryl Mason, Vlad Pavlenko, Ezekiel Balogun, Kia Saint, Emma Diaz, Valentina Feroz, Keyshawn LaFleur, Trey Bearhill, Julian Baldy, and Boa.
Who?
Those names, we'll get to that in a second. Of those names, another that had been a part of TV is Valentina, which I mentioned. She and her tag partner Yulisa Leon were featured during NXT's 2.0 era. Leon requested and was granted her release last year. The others have been featured little, if at all, in NXT. Several, including Baldy, Diaz, LaFleur, and Mason, were part of the John Cena-produced Next Gen docuseries on the Roku channel. So, I mean, a lot of these folks were like in that kind of like weird, like up and comer, not quite on TV, kind of like purgatory, like they're ready to get sent out or put on the NXT brand, but I don't think they quite did. Unless I'm mistaken, David, do any of these folks stick out to you? Because I'm not great with names on NXT.
Other than Drew Gulak, not really. Other than, well, yeah, that and like the names from Roku, like I didn't watch any of that, but I do
Yeah.
know of
I'm,
them.
I mean, it's a recent show that didn't they just start airing this show? Like, I feel like,
Yeah,
and then they just released like a nice
yeah.
chunk of these folks.
Well, that stuff's pre-produced from like a while back, so at this point, they've probably been given other time. I'm sure if we were to look up the level up bill or something, they've worked a couple level ups, and NXT does do house shows in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, like, so Drew Gulak was the interesting release, and a lot of people have been kind of talking about his specific issues. The one that this article pinpoints is the Ronda Rousey comment, but there have been a number of other talent within NXT who have been saying for a while that Drew Gulak as a person isn't great.
Yeah,
He's been giving this kind of grizzled veteran kind of testing you in the ring,
because he
and
worked with
someone
Daniel Bryan.
pinpointed, what's that?
It's like because he worked with Daniel Bryan once.
Yeah, exactly. I,
Yeah.
I don't know. There was someone who was like a more famous superstar. He's like didn't draw a dime, but he's acting like basically big shit.
I
Uh,
mean, he got the headline of SmackDown once.
yeah. So
What a
there were
fucking
stories
scrub.
about like NXT people, like if they got like injured or something and they came back, he would like pinpoint their injured like arm or whatever,
He
and
worked stiff on the joint
yeah,
or
work
whatever.
stiff on those joints that were like injured not too long ago when they came back. So yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. First of all, for that, he's a fucking dick,
Yeah.
and especially like with the like the crop that they bring in now, it's not necessarily you know kids and people running the indies for a couple years. These are people fresh out of college, like hey, my athletic career didn't work out. Thank God, and WWE wanted the next step for me. So yeah, he wanted to hurt kids.
Fucking drag his ass. Fuck you, Drew Gulak, you piece of shit.
He wanted to
Yeah.
hurt kids. Like
Fuck
that's what
out
it
of
sounds
here.
like. like
Fuck out of here.
NXT's
It
already
definitely
taken
doesn't sound like
care
a
of
big loss.
somebody previously for being a bully. So it's just like, if that's how you're gonna be, then
Yeah,
that's how
clip
you're
this shit. I'm the better Gulak, bitch.
gonna
That's right, motherfucker.
be.
So
Yeah.
you're saying there's an opening for another gulakic person?
Another
NXT?
ghoul.
Another ghoul-ick?
He's the JBL of
Ghoul-ish.
NXT.
But yeah,
Forget.
like he did all that crap. If he did do all that crap, he's a dick. If the Ronda thing's true, it's like, okay, then. But I think it was more him in the locker room than it would be Ronda.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the stuff is alleged, and you're taking these people's words for it.
Allegedly, yeah, allegedly. That's how I feel.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but like the drawstring and all that stuff. If there's like a lot of people that are also corroborating similar things and just makes him look like a general a-hole, I feel like there could be some truth to what they've
There's
been
no
saying.
space for like being an idiot or an asshole. And it's
Yeah.
like, you're gonna be an idiot asshole.
Yeah. I mean, especially not in this environment. Like, he just sounds like such a what do you want
His
to
shit don't stink.
small dick energy? Yeah, like that just
Dork.
kind of yeah,
Dork.
it just doesn't vibe with me. Yeah, a dork. Like that's just dork energy, man. You don't do that kind of stuff, or like again, like have some self-awareness for Christ's sake. Like you are not like Shawn Michaels or like a Triple H person, but he's going around acting like he is, which is kind of hilarious.
He can go to AEW where they don't cut people.
Hey, exactly. Get a nice steady paycheck.
Recently, so it's
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
They released like two people, I think, didn't they?
Yeah.
Recently, out of
We
the hundreds.
We don't release people around here. And
Yeah.
then I
Free
forget who they
Danhausen.
released. Yeah, free my man Danhausen.
I mean, what do you guys think about just the general idea of releasing people like this? The people who, I mean, it could be what they've done in the past, like roster cuts, like more well-known people like Braun Strowman or even Bray Wyatt, like those kinds of folks that were just like let go, which were surprising. And you also have NXT releases and stuff. Do you feel like that's just kind of par for the course, or do you feel like maybe they just shouldn't have hired them in the first place type stuff?
I think it's just the way shit goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even for like the Roku, there's a couple of people that were on Roku, so it's like there was a strong belief in you to do something. John Cena produced this. John Cena was hands on with you, so it's just like it's not necessarily the end for them. So it's like just take all that and run. But
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
it's the nature of the business. I think at some point it's like the wrestlers are your assets, and you got to sometimes cut costs. And they probably looked at the roster. It's like, okay, where can we save some money because they're not producing or whatever, and you're gonna do that. But I mean, like for instance, in like the Vince McMahon era, I mean, there were definitely like just questionable, firings where people got fired, and you're like, huh? Like they were onto something, so it just sort of makes sense. So it's very contextually, the context is required to understand why the hell they would cut somebody. But I think the act of cutting wrestlers is, I mean, it's part of the business. So even when Tony Khan was like, yeah, we don't cut people, then obviously he had to, because I'm guessing he wanted to save money or something. Like it's gonna happen.
He runs the Jaguar. He has to cut plenty of people there.
Right.
All those names, honestly, I didn't really know any of them. So,
Yeah.
so the fact that they were cut was like, okay, well, they probably haven't really been on TV too much, and they didn't really know what to do with them either. So,
Yeah, I mean, they were like super like new, like green as hell, just started.
It's just
they weren't really like given like a fair chance. Pretty green, you say, or
no. They go to NXT. They show up to NXT stuff just like everybody else
okay.
at NXT.
Yeah.
Like you got like one thing to keep in mind, and this is like they're all like Tiffany Stratton came in on this kind of deal. So like it's up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You either got it or you don't, right?
I mean, same with like Bianca Belair too. Like she wasn't like, indie darling or anything like that. I think she was kind of similar to Tiffany Stratton in terms
Yeah,
of her
I think Mark
background.
Henry just ran into her in a weight room or something.
Yeah. I mean, Jade Cargill, I mean, we'll talk about her a little later. But I mean, there are certain people who just have that energy, and regardless if you're like a cheerleader or a fitness model or whatever it was, that you came up from and ended up being a wrestler, you have it, you have the talent, you have the energy, like the aura, because some people are just born with it, and I feel like that's really true. Um, but yeah, I mean, I agree with what you guys were saying. I think it's just par for the course when it comes to, I mean, having a business or having a sports team or like people of talent that you are cultivating and trying to make better, and then they're just not up to snuff or what you expected, or maybe you don't have anything for them. And if you have a roster that you don't know what to do with, I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, you can be like I said, like Tony Khan does keep a lot of people on the shelf and give them a steady paycheck, but um, like you said, in sports too, the Jaguars, football, college football, all that kind of stuff. Like you got like the starting roster, and then you get cut off, and like it's just part of it. It's like Roman Reigns didn't want to be a football player, he got cut. Same with Brock Lesnar. And The
I actually
Rock.
know a guy that was on the Broncos. He was a backup to the backup. It was like I forgot what position it was to the defense, but he happened to just be in the Broncos the year they won a Super Bowl. He didn't play one game. He was
He's
a
like,
backup
hell
to the
yeah, I
backup.
was
He
on
got
the
a ring and
team.
everything.
That's
He got a
awesome.
ring. That's good.
Yeah,
Showed up
he got, yeah, because he's on the team. So everyone got one.
Showed up to work,
I showed up, man.
clocked
Yeah,
in,
he
took
showed
a
up to
shit,
work.
got a ring.
Nah, dude, you guys still gotta know that playbook. Still gotta hit the weights.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair.
Yeah, in case they call you up.
Yeah, because they made you a backup to the backup for a reason, in case the backup didn't work
Shit
out
can
for the
go
main.
wrong.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like I said, par for the course. I don't watch the Roku channel series. Is it still happening? Because that'd be kind of awkward if like they're still like talking about like getting better and they all
I
got
think it's all
released.
out. I think it's all out. I'm not 100%.
Like, what's the? Because if I was in that, like, if I was into it, I'm like, well, what the hell am I watching this for? These people aren't even around anymore.
It's like you just fucked up my next 3 Tuesdays.
Yeah, and then they were like talking about how they're trying to get their dreams come true, and like there was this article that said they just
It's
got it
already
all
over.
released. By
Dreams
the
are over,
pants.
kid.
Out the bar by the pants.
It's like that episode of True Life. I'm a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
By the time it's all over, you're not a professional wrestler.
What do you guys think? I kind of want to like expand on this, like the next gen stuff. And you guys remember Tough Enough? I feel like that never really worked out for anybody. Whoever was on Tough Enough or apparently Next Gen or whatever they had.
Maven, he got a YouTube career out of this shit.
Was he
I mean,
winner?
yeah, he was the first one.
It was one of them. He was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
Maven.
that blonde one. He looked like Big Cass, and he was a winner for like and had like one match maybe.
Silent Rage.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it was Silent Rage.
Hell
That
yeah.
was insane.
That was
Wasn't the
cringe.
Miz on there?
Oh
And so,
yeah.
so in Tough Enough, because the NXT was supposed to be kind of like
Oh,
Tough
no,
Enough,
Miz was
right?
on Real World.
Yeah,
No, he
Miz
was.
was on
but I
Real
thought like
World.
he ended up on Tough Enough too. I thought.
Well,
He
the
like, he
first
contested
two
for it.
seasons of NXT, or even the first three, was kind of like part reality TV show.
Yeah, it was basically.
Yeah, they were doing like weird competitions instead of like just having a regular show and like, getting better.
And Al Snow was the main trainer, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fear Factor, eat a cockroach.
I mean, it was stuff like that in the first two NXT seasons. And you had like Daniel Bryan. Oh, Daniel Bryan's
Season
NXT
4.
trainer was The Miz.
Season 4.
Season 4, Tough Enough.
Maven
The Miz.
or Silent Rage?
The Miz.
Oh, As a trainer?
No, he
Or,
was.
no,
As a
as
winner.
a participant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did he
No.
win?
No, he made it to the final round.
Okay.
They just liked him and then just kept him. But I mean, he's here and yeah, he's
Well,
done really well, I guess for
Oh,
I heard that regardless, the two finalists will both get contracts regardless. It didn't matter who actually won. They both will be given opportunities to work for WWE even
made
after the
it.
fact.
Were
Shout
there
out to
any female wrestlers that came out of that?
What was her
Jackie
name?
Gata, I think. You guys remember her?
Nydia.
Media. Yeah, I remember her.
Mm-mm.
She was part of the same series as Maven, I believe.
Jackie Gata.
And then
Oh,
you just
Jackie Gata. No. I mean, I remember seeing her on the like Raw 2 roster, but I don't know who that was. Because she was also there just for a short while, right? Like for a year or maybe or two, maybe.
Yeah, not very long.
I mean, Maven's highlight was throwing out the Undertaker, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Take it, make it his face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell, boy?
And they took a stiff one to the fucking head. Bang, bitch! Right in the head. No hand in the front of the face. You just fucking knocked out.
You guys watch the
This is
YouTube
tough
channel?
enough.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
No.
His
I
shit
think
pops
Maven
up.
has a good head on his shoulders, though. Like I know he talked about his struggles, but I think as a person, like in his most recent like evolution as a person, he seems like a very smart, like level-headed dude. Like doesn't look like something will like piss him off, you know, if you got
Yeah.
a confrontation with him.
His eyebrows evolved the most.
And I also just kind of like his how he talks about like the wrestling, whatever it is, like the topic. I think he's a good like storyteller. So I'm glad he found new life in his short career.
Clout chasing the story.
He ran with them promo classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, good for him. I mean, there's some interesting insight, I guess, from some of those
There
videos.
is. I mean, like the other thing, like for me, I think it's interesting insight, but on the other hand, like when he's like talking about this stuff, I'm like, yeah, but that was like 25 years ago. Like you don't know how it is now. So like you sometimes he frames it in a way like, oh, it's happening right now. But I feel like certain things definitely changed since, 2002.
For sure.
My thing is, do they invite him back?
I think that'd be
He denied it, I think. He
No,
said he was invited, and he said he didn't feel like he was good enough to come back because he was given opportunity. I saw one of his videos because he did mention that they called him back or they asked him if he would like to, but it was a while ago. But he said no. He just said I don't think I'm like ready to come back or anything. And I think even now he just said no. He's just not going to ever. I think it'd be kind of interesting if they
he
just.
showed up somewhere.
Hey, yo, shout out to Maven. Yo, let's do an interview, dog. Let's do a Maven interview.
Where do you go to get your eyebrows done?
Yeah, I mean, like we gotta ask him all the non-wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
Well, funny thing about that is that he actually said that I remember distinctly this, and I think it was in Tough Enough. He said that Stephanie McMahon was the one who made him do his eyebrows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Get that caterpillar off that
She
shit."
said, yeah, because she like pulled him to the side, told him to do it, and then since then he's actually kept the look for doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he still pretty much looks the same. I mean, obviously he looks older, but
but he looks the
but
same.
he still pretty much looks the same though.
I mean, if you never had hair, really, like you'll basically look like Stone Cold. Like I feel like Stone Cold has looked the same for 25, 30 years. Some wrinkles, obviously, but I mean,
yeah. But yeah, he still looks like
no hair,
the
don't
same
care.
guy. So, yep.
Yeah. But yeah,
Maybe
Maven's
he showed up
cool.
at, Booker T's promotion recently, Reality of Wrestling.
Maven?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I feel
I
like
did see
Maven
that
would also be another
crossover.
good person to go on NXT. I mean, maybe I don't know, like if he'd be like a coach or something, but
Yeah, I think he'd make a good coach.
yeah, like a coach or like I don't know,
Manager.
like an on-screen role. Yeah, just or have Ava do something else and have him be the GM.
He had a clean drop kick.
Because I feel like he's got a big enough following. I mean, he's probably more popular now than he was then in terms of like just his following and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of his audience is also like just young wrestling fans who are just kind of like interested about this kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Inside baseball.
I think it'd be cool if Maven came back.
Yeah, we got to DM that guy.
Yeah.
All right.